Welcome back to the channel. Today's article is about 30 musicians over 70 who are still rocking it. Some say age is just a number, and with two Beatles and a Rolling Stone, they can't be wrong. The legendary Paul McCartney is still performing today, and he continues to deliver, but Paul is only one among many. Check out this pretty impressive list of artists who are still around. At number 1, Bruce Springsteen, the rock singer, songwriter, and guitarist nicknamed The Boss, has released 21 studio albums over 6 decades. At number 2 on the list is Bob Dylan. "Let Me Die in My Footsteps," sang a young Dylan, but instead he made it to 80. At number 3 on the list is Debbie Harry. The Blondie frontwoman says she feels better than ever now, as if she was 25. At number 4 on the list is John Fogerty. At a time when most veteran music artists are easing into retirement, the Creedence Clearwater Revival founder is taking the opposite track. At number 5 on the list is Rod Stewart. Sir Roderick David Stewart, known for his distinctive raspy singing voice, is among the best-selling music artists of all time, having sold more than 120 million records worldwide. At number 6 on the list is Carly Simon. Carly Elizabeth Simon is a musician, singer, songwriter, and author who rose to fame in the 1970s with a string of hit records. At number 7 on the list is Barry Manilow. The Could It Be Magic singer and songwriter has a career that spans 6 decades. At number 8 on the list is Billy Joel. Joel has had a prosperous solo career since the 1970s and is known as the Piano Man after his Hallmark tune from 1973 of the same name. At number 9 on the list is Willie Nelson. Willie Hugh Nelson was one of the main figures of the outlaw country subgenre that developed in the late 1960s as a reaction to the conservative restrictions of the Nashville sound. At number 10 on the list is Billy Squier. William Haslip Squier had a string of arena rock and crossover hits in the early 1980s. At number 11 on the list is Peter Gabriel. The talented singer came to prominence as the original frontman of the rock band Genesis, but he left the band in 1975 and launched a solo career with Salisbury Hill. At number 12 on the list is Lionel Richie. Lionel is not just a talented singer, but also a record producer and TV personality. At number 13 on the list is Stevie Wonder. Stevland Hardaway Morris is considered to be among the 20th century's most significant musicians. At number 14 on the list is Steve Winwood. Pop rock, blues rock, rhythm and blues, and blue-eyed soul are among the genres that English singer and composer Stephen Lawrence Winwood performs. At number 15 on the list is Robert Plant. From the band's inception in 1968 until their dissolution in 1980, Robert Anthony Plant CBE served as the lead singer and songwriter for the rock group Led Zeppelin. At number 16 on the list is Ringo Starr. As the drummer for the Beatles, Sir Richard Stark is an English musician, composer, and actor who rose to international prominence. At number 17 on the list is Alice Cooper. The godfather of shock rock and rock vocalist Alice Cooper has had a 60-year career and a raspy voice. At number 18 on the list is Carlos Santana. The guitarist Carlos Humberto Santana Barragan is most recognized for being one of the original members of the rock group Santana. At number 19 on the list is Joe Walsh. Joseph Fiddler Walsh's 5-decade career includes solo work and stints in other bands, but he is most recognized for being a member of the rock band The Eagles. At number 20 on the list is Mick Jagger. Sir Michael Philip Jagger is well recognized for being the Rolling Stones' main singer and one of its original members. At number 21 on the list is Iggy Pop. The Stooges, a proto-punk band that founded in 1967 and has since broken up and reformed numerous times, had him as its singer and lyricist. At number 22 on the list is Barry Gibb. He became well known throughout the world as a member of the Bee Gees, one of the most commercially successful bands in popular music history. At number 23 on the list is Linda Ronstadt. Linda Marie Ronstadt has recorded and performed in a variety of genres such as Latin music, rock, country, light opera, and the Great American Songbook. At number 24 on the list is Pete Townshend. The musician Peter Dennis Blandford Townshend is the guitarist, major songwriter, and co-founder of The Who, one of the most significant rock groups of the 1960s and 1970s. At number 25 on the list is Stevie Nicks. The talented singer-songwriter Stephanie Lynn Nicks is well known for her solo and band work with Fleetwood Mac. At number 26 on the list is Paul McCartney. English singer and musician Sir James Paul McCartney rose to international prominence with the Beatles, where he played piano and bass guitar and co-wrote most of the songs. At number 27 on the list is Roger Waters. He was the bassist and co-founder of the rock group Pink Floyd in 1965, but also was Pink Floyd's lyricist, co-lead vocalist, and creative leader until his resignation in 1985. At number 28 on the list is Eric Clapton. English musician, singer, songwriter, and record producer Eric Patrick Clapton is recognized as one of rock music's most prominent and successful guitarists. At number 29 on the list is Paul Simon. Paul Frederick Simon met Garfunkel in primary school in 1953, and the two became well known as Simon and Garfunkel in the 1960s. And finally, at number 30 on the list is Brian Wilson. In 2024, Brian Douglas Wilson, the musician, singer, songwriter, and record producer who co-founded the Beach Boys, celebrated turning 82 years old. Alright, there you have it. 30 musicians over 70 who are still rocking it. What do you guys think? Did they leave someone off of this list that was important? If there was, put them in the comment section. I'd be interested to hear. Kind of interesting to see all 30 of those musicians thinking about all the great hits that they offered us over the course of their time performing. If you enjoyed watching this video of 30 musicians over 70 still rocking it, please give this video a like. You can do that now. And if you really enjoy this content, consider subscribing to the channel.